hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex from Fitment Industries. I'm here with
Gels
and
Banker.
And we are reviewing your cars. This is a supercar edition because we just decided to. Okay, so never mind, it's not a supercar edition. There's nothing actually special about this episode except for the fact that Banker shaved his face. He looks like a budget country version of G-Eazy. And I have Gels here.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said.
Like the stunt double for Brad Pitt in Fury. So, and then you have me, who looks like Keanu Reeves in John Wick. We're gonna move into the episode.
You wish.
Yeah, if you guys want your car reviewed in this series, all you have to do is add your car to our gallery, fitmentindustries.com/ad. And then once you actually get the completed link, which we will email to you, or you can just go to our website, and you send it to us in an email here, shop@fitmentindustries.com with the title, Review My Car. Bonus points if you say please. Bonus points if it's a muscle car, because Banker loves muscle cars, all like 8 of you. And we are going to jump into it right into the beginning. Okay, calm down there, Bonnie and Clyde. 2012 Ferrari 458 Italia K3 Project F2s, 20x9s and 20x10.5s. Nitto NT 555 G2 fronts, and it's lowered in springs. So K3 Project, they're an older company. I'm not sure that they're actually like in business anymore.
Right.
I think that they once were really popular, but I'm not too sure if they actually do the wheel thing anymore. Gels, take it away. I mean Brad, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that wheel company before, and I'll probably get roasted for saying that. But
how dare you?
I know. I mean, it's very supercar-esque. I mean, it doesn't look very far off from what was originally on there, I don't believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, It's not standing out that much. I mean, if I were to know better, I'd look at this car, I think it'd be pretty much
stock. Yeah. What about you, Banker?
You know, I gotta say the same. For whatever reason, and like these cars come with pretty cool designed wheels to begin with, and they're always carbon fiber.
And
yeah, exactly.
Like that from Ferrari.
So I get why an aftermarket wheel looks exactly like a stock wheel. It probably has a little bit better fitment being aftermarket, and the offset makes it a little bit cooler. But it's very stock. It's a clean car, and it's a Ferrari. You can't really go too crazy on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, but I mean, we're an aftermarket wheel thing, so I would like to see something a little bit more. I guess I just don't know what that would be. Maybe something just a little bit flashier, I guess. Looks a little bit too close to stock. It's just a double 5-spoke. It's nothing too crazy. Doesn't look like the concave in the back is too insane for a 10.5 plus 32, so pretty standard, I would say. But yeah, I mean, not terrible. I mean,
I'd say the fitment
day,
does look good on it.
It's still a 458. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
When they're not on fire, they look really good.
I mean, cloud points for shooting it in an airplane hangar.
I like his
Do you have an airplane?
citations.
No club points for you.
I mean, I can get in a hangar.
That's fair. I could too. We're gonna rate this on 3. 1, 2, 3, 7. What? A 4?
I like the car. I was rating him purely on the wheels.
Were you really?
Yeah.
So a 4 on the wheels.
Because they look so stock.
Okay. I mean, that's a real answer.
Sorry.
All right, we're moving forward. So sorry, Ferrari. We are moving on to the opposite end of the spectrum. You thought it was another supercar. We got your ass.
We got it so good.
We're looking at a 2016 Ford Focus on some Bordeauxvan Form 9s, Nitto Neogen 22540s on some Megan Racing coilovers. This is Brandon ST's 2016 Ford Focus. Banker, why don't you start it off?
I like the attempt at a track setup. I think that's what he's going for. Or he's just really bad at picking out offset. But it's got like
9.5 is
it's got some poke, it's got minimal camber. You know what it reminds me of, like a Euro spec touring car.
Oh, I see
like,
what you mean.
You'd see this shooting through the little tiny narrow roads.
He does say it rubs, and I wonder
in
why.
England. Yeah.
But definitely a little bit of poke happening in the rear. I'm not sure how much is happening on the front. It looks like the fronts are doing a little bit better than the rears. I guess for me, I love the STs with tucked fitment, if it's on coilovers, or even I would say flush. Not a huge fan of poked fitment unless it's like a really aggressive tracky setup. So I guess if I would have seen like maybe more aero, more than just a splitter, I guess I probably would have I could see the appeal just a little bit more. I love the color combination, white on black. You can just never really go wrong with. But Gels, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know if he was necessarily going after a battle stance. I know that you're super limited on wheels for these cars.
Well, that's because Ford decided to make them in
Right.
a terrible bolt pattern.
So
Well,
whether
they don't make them anymore, period.
Well,
Right.
that's mean.
Sorry, Ford guys.
There are dozens of them. Dozens. But yeah, I mean, it's a good looking car, 5x108. Really limits. You're pretty much set to like rotiforms, Vordovens.
Yeah.
You know, work, I think, are really popular on this car as well. He says that he doesn't have any spacers. A little bit of rubbing, though. A little bit of rubbing.
Yeah.
Let's rate this on 3. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
5.5.
You say 7.5? What do you like? I'm so confused. Do you know what you like?
no.
The man just knows what he likes when he sees it.
The man just knows what he doesn't want, but wants sometimes, depending on the day. And remember, guys, if you want your car to be in this series, you just got to add it to the guy at fitmentindustries.com/ad. There's the low-key plug. As we go into the third vehicle, which is none other than a 2009 Audi TT.
R8.
Just kidding, it's just the TT Quattro, but a lot of people seem to mistake it that aren't car people as the R8, which I find very hilarious.
Wow.
Rotiform WRWs. Never have really seen these before. Fronts are 19x10s, rears are 19x11, so big guy. 32 offset, 50 in the rear, Nitto Invos, 235/35s and 245/35s. 245/35 on an 11 wide. Camber gang on some airlift performance, which is, in my opinion, Banker's favorite kind of car. The camber is 3 degrees in the front, 9 degrees in the rear, so your all-wheel drive system, if such a thing exists anymore, is probably not a fan of what's happening right now. Said he has some plastic trimming, a whole bunch of stuff. Looks like he's got some TTRS bits, front rear spoiler, TTS front bumper. It's got a wrap on it. Let's get into it. Banker? By the way, this is SPWC Danny. Remember, we have our opinions individually, but collectively, we respect all builds.
Can I do a slight roast on Rotiform here?
I mean, sure.
Because I believe they should call this wheel not the WRW, but maybe the WCI.
Oh,
Because that is exactly what it reminds me of.
that's mean.
That is a hideous wheel. Like,
It's very Euro.
it's very Euro, it's very showy.
Yeah, I mean,
I would imagine rolling that it probably looks pretty sweet. You can probably see the entire brake behind there.
it's so weird because it doesn't have a lip,
It doesn't have a leg anything. It looks like one of those cheap plastic models
like an aero disc.
where the wheel is just kind of molded into the tire. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. Like
Yeah.
he's achieved very good fender to lip.
Yeah,
if
I mean,
you're into
it's-
that sort of thing, which
Yeah.
I'm absolutely not a fan of at all.
Gels?
Starting off, like the fitment, when it's aired out, is very nice. I mean, he's got that perfect fender to lip going. Little too much camber for my taste in the back, especially for being an all-wheel drive car.
I love the color. I love the wrap color. I love the TT. I love the fact that he got a very good look on it. It looks like when it's aired up and just rolling, it actually doesn't look too terrible. The fronts do look a little bit out of place in the rollers from what I'm just looking at in the vid skis in the below this. It looks like you can see it. You can see the, like it looks different from front to rear. More of a fan of the stagger, or I would say square setup. I mean, if you're gonna do staggered on an all-wheel drive car, that's fine. If you're gonna do a staggered setup that's excessive and fender lip, also fine. You just gotta be careful when you're running that amount of camber, or you just don't care, which is completely cool. But I guess again, this is one of those cars that you either do fender to lip or tucked. I think that since it's a smaller car, that when it's on the ground tucked, it looks appropriate. Let's rate the car on 3. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3,
6.
I think it's fair. It's tough, but it's fair. You get tougher points though because you're doing something that's just a little bit different. So you're gonna get critiqued, I think, a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I appreciate the effort that you're putting into it. Moving forward to the final car, we have a 2006 Acura RSX Work VS XX is 17x9.5, -7s though. So a little bit more on the crazy setup. Nankang NS20s. tires, airlift, air performance, and we have offensive DC5s. That's the Instagram name with this. He's running 20 mil spacers in the front, 20 mil spacers in the rear. So a little bit of help onto getting that fitment that I think he wants. Taking a look at it, does look like it's fender to lip or damn near pretty close. Here's what I love about these cars. First off, the Acura RSX is one of those cars that I remember back in school was like the hot stuff. I remember going to the drag strip and like those tuner days or like those just free run days where it was $45 or $40 and you could run all day. Like I always saw 14 of these or 16 of these, and everybody loved the RSXs. They were just like a cool car. They were decently pretty quick. I think they're still very sporty. I love the rear end of these cars. Even for a 12-year-old car, I still think they look pretty good. And I think like in terms on, you know, the mid 2000s for a Japanese tuner car, the RSX like kind of takes the heart. I really do enjoy it. And I love the way that they look. With the wheels, I think it looks great. I love the fact that it's on you know, the air suspension so you can dial that fitment in. Do love the fender to lip, or the pretty darn close. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of are the spacers, you know, with multi-piece wheels, I guess, and you know, you do it, we've done it. The E30's got spacers too, so we're not, you know, we're not shying away from that.
Adapters. I just want to point out how much better these wheels look than the
Isn't
previous
it crazy?
The
But
non-step lip.
That's the reverse lip.
Yeah,
That's the lip
exactly.
I'm talking about.
And it's on a car that works with the wheel.
That's crazy, because that other car, it's a big car, and the wheel almost looks small with the step lip.
It
versus
literally
this
looks like
takes up more space.
15-inch wheel with 18-inch barrels, and it's just terrible. No, everything you said about the RSX it was a great car. It still is a good-looking car. I've seen a lot of these put down a lot of power, so I mean.
And it doesn't look like it's rusty.
No,
which is an oddity.
It's very clean. I like that he has like a body kit on it.
Yeah,
it speaks to a small part of my soul from like
back in the day.
Back in the day.
All right, Giles, what do you think?
I agree with everything that you guys said. I mean, with the RSXs, you don't see many that are still clean, that still look very nice. They've either been like thrashed around by high schoolers or are rusted out because of Wisconsin winters.
Yeah.
And so it's really refreshing to see a very like nice one of those.
Yeah, that's a good point that Giles makes though. Like we're in Wisconsin, so all these people are watching are like, what do you mean
What
there's
do you
like
mean they're
15
dirty?
RSXs around here?
RSXs aren't rare.
No, like up in our neck of the woods, they definitely are. So let's rate this one on 3. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
7.
8. I know people are gonna give me hell for the fact that I rated this an 8. I don't even remember what I rated the 458, but I know it wasn't an 8 because this is the first 8 I gave. But everything is independent from each other. I love the car. I love what he's doing with it. I just think it speaks to the younger version of me when I first got into cars. Like this was one of the cars you owned if you wanted a cool car. So if you guys want to be in the next episode, all you got to do is add your car to our gallery at fitmentindustries.com/ad. And then what you do is once that gallery ad is live, send us a link to shop@fitmentindustries.com with the URL in the subject, or you can just put it in the description or really wherever you want. Subject line, review my car, please, and thank you, and we will put you in for the next series episode thing. Questions? Anything else?
I'm good.
You got anything?
I'm good.
Hopefully your beard comes back for the next episode.
Please.
You know, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one to talk. I grow them so well. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries.
I'm Giles from Fitment Industries.
I'm Banker. We're not even gonna get into where I'm from.
And we will see you guys later. Peace.